This is the assembly video for the Sandbox Gaming card and token tray. We definitely recommend gluing because they'll hold together a lot better in the long run. So there's really two assemblies in this one. We've got the portion that swings up for the cards, and you've got the base plate that actually has the token draws in it. We're gonna get started with the card portion first. It really helps to lay the pieces out initially. There's a couple pieces that look very similar to each other that have small differences. So you can see on these two pieces here, one of them has a long and a short end on it. That's one of the sides. There's actually two pieces like this one that are the same. These go with the two side walls here for the cards. And then there's the middle piece. So it helps to lay those out so you know which one. The middle piece has the symmetrical sides on it. And then the other thing is figuring out which of the walls is which side. So the one with the little Sandbox Gaming logo on it is always on the far right side. And then there's a slight difference in the keying on the base of this one here. And you can only really see it when you put the two together, but the middle slot on the middle, or the middle tab on the middle one, is a little bit smaller than the other one, and the outside one is smaller on this one. So helps to lay it out. If you're trying to, you can kind of get it sort of assembled in this long piece here. This is the one it goes in, kind of helps identify which one goes where. So first things we're going to do is we're going to take the smaller portions of the vertical card wall, and we're going to take these pieces here, and we're just going to line it up and pop this in the back of the wall. So logo on this side, and when you're doing this, it kind of helps confirm that you got the right one. Just having these little tabs end at the side of these pieces. So be gentle when doing this. It's a fairly thin part, but you can get it snapped in there. So we're gonna do that for all three of these. There's the middle one, just like that. And the other end one. Get it lined up. Just like that. Yeah, so that's the three walls. Turn it back around so I can see them down there. And order's not completely critical on this one, but next one to start with is this guy here. So this one is not symmetrical again. There's a little tab here that obviously is absent on the other side. To help kind of keep that lined up properly, there's a tab here that's wider than on the other side. So when you drop this into this piece here, which we'll put it in eventually, it can only go one way, where it completely fills the gap. If you put it in the other way, it'll drop in on this assembly, but there'll be gaps to it. So that'll go right there. We're not gonna put that in quite yet because, let's see here. Yeah, we're gonna drop these in first. So the walls we just assembled are going to go in the top of this thing. Again, you want to have it to where when you're putting this in like this tab is facing towards you, so it's closer to you. So the wall goes in just like that, and this tab is facing up. So we're going to pop these in. All three of these. Again, I'm not doing it in this video because it takes too long to glue, but we would be gluing normally when we're assembling these. So once you have this piece here, looks just like that. Again, the front side is the side that has the little tab. I don't know how well you can see that, but we're gonna take it and we're gonna drop the whole thing into this back plate. Just gonna get it started and zipper on across. And this one's making some creaking, but that's okay as long as you got it lined up. Shouldn't be a problem squeezing it all together. There's the back wall. And then we're gonna drop this piece in. So this piece is symmetrical. So it's just gonna basically drop in right over the top, right here. Just get it lined up and work your way gently down. Once you get it lined up, you can push a little harder. Just like that. And then we're gonna take these little J-looking pieces, and these are gonna slide down into this notch right down there and cover up this notch here. So kind of like this. Just gonna slide it down in there and close that off. Same thing with this one. That's going to form part of the token tray as this thing's rotating through. And we're going to leave these little the rotating discs off at this point. So this is going to be the pivot point that we'll put on later. But for now, we'll just set this aside and start working on the base. So this is the actual token draw portion of it. And first thing that we're going to do is we're going to take this front wall here, and we take these two middle walls, and you're going to insert this notch into that, or this tab into this notch here, and do that on both of them. Just like that. We're going to flip that over, and we're going to take this piece here, and the smaller notches of it are going to coincide with the smaller notches, or on these little notches on these middle walls. I'm just going to kind of slide that into position. This is the back slanted wall of the token draw. So once we have that in place, we're going to flip the whole sub-assembly over, and it's going to go drop into this base plate here, aligning these notches with these ones here, and these ones with these. I'm going to take this whole thing. It'd be easier if it was glued, because it wants to fall apart on me right now. Drop in like that. So these longer tabs fit into the long slots in the base plate as well. So just get everything lined up. Start pushing the whole assembly in place. Just like that. Make sure everything's nice and tight. And then we're going to take this front wall here. This is the slanted front wall that you actually draw from. And when you're doing this, there's always a nicer side of the plywood. So find the piece that feels like it's better sanded, and you want to have that facing up. And we're just going to line these notches with the notches in the middle walls, and slide that down like that. And then we can flip this thing on its end, and we can put it on one of the side walls. So it just goes in, sometimes wiggle around these walls a little bit to get that lining up, just like that. And then for the second side wall, before we put that on there, we need to get the card wall in place. So all we're gonna do there, and it's a little bit hard to show on camera, but we're gonna basically put it down like this and line up, make sure that this piece right here is going into that circle. And we can even kind of close it up like that. And then we're gonna put the other side wall on. So this one's probably the trickiest, just because you've got this other piece in the way, getting everything lined up. It's kind of lucking out on me right now. But you can get your fingers in here and wiggle these walls around a little bit to get it to line up if it's not. Get everything nice and lined up. And then we're gonna take our two rotating disc portions, the circles with the T's on them, and these are gonna line up with the tabs coming through here. So when you're putting glue on this, want to make sure you're not getting glue everywhere, because this is a rotating surface on this portion. We're just going to get that lined up. And just kind of squeeze that into position like that. And we can flip it over and do the other side. The same thing, get it kind of in the center, the circle in place, and kind of rotate that and move the wall until it lines up. There we go. Okay. And then we flip the thing over and put these little dots, the little silicone feet, into the corners. just like that. And then this is the card and token drawer. It folds up, fit your cards on both rows here. Got the tokens right in there.